there, this is Leah from Mommyish, and today I want to show you how to use the new accented series of elements. Not really to show you how, because I mean, you obviously know how to use elements, right? But, however, I would like to kind of show you how to take it a step further. As I've written, each of the elements is already available in 5 formats. So we have our birch, we have our cork, we have just the plain, okay, and then we have the stamped ones, which you can't quite tell with this preview, but they look awesome. And we also have our SVG files, or cutting files, for your Cameo. All right, so how can we take these elements even further is the question. I really like to create things that are very useful over and over and over again. And you know me, I love styles. So I want to show you how to take it a step further using styles. All right, so we're going to be dealing with mainly our plain Jane ones right here. So for the purposes of our tutorial, I'm going to use the love one. How about that? Love. All right, so all I'm going to do is I'm going to do a Control A and a Control C. Just going to copy it and paste it into our tutorial document so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to zoom in a little. Ooh, not that much. There, that's good. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. All right. I have a background just so, I don't know, it's not too distracting, I hope. I'm going to close the document. I just copied and pasted it. All right. Well, what's the first thing that we can do that requires not using any of my particular styles, but your own thing? Well, one thing right away is just creating a layer above it and clipping it and maybe filling it in with another color. For example, like that. Oh, that's a very bright color, isn't it? It's like my eyes. There, that's a little better. All right. Well, we can do that. That's cool. How about clipping a paper to them? That could go with any kit that you happen to have. So I'm going to use my spooked kit, a spooky love paper. That's kind of fun. Actually, I think there's one paper here that's not too... This one might work. Yeah, why not? So I'm just going to copy and paste that paper into my little clipped area like that. And as you see there, it's just a little, like a cutout element, right? So that's another thing that we can do with it. So that's kind of just a typical, not taking it too far, but just, you know, having a little fun. All right. Now let's do a little more. All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a Control A. Actually, I'm not even going to do that. I'm just going to look at my element right here, and I'm going to create a layer underneath it. Underneath it, I want to use my paintbrush tool to color in the cutout parts as a different color. So for this, I think I'm going to use like a minty green, like that. You can like select the area or the circle around it and then like inverse and whatnot is another way you can do that. All right, that looks good. All right, now I'm going to do a color overlay. Like you can recolor in whichever fashion you prefer, I guess. This is just for some reason, I guess it's because I make so many styles that I tend to always go toward using a style to accomplish what I want to accomplish. Do we want to do tone on tone? Not really. I can see right here that I didn't brush in all the way. So as I'm doing this, I know, oh, I need to fix that. All right, we're going to do that. Okay, so we have a color overlay there. I'm going to make sure that I get this totally filled in, just like that. All right, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to merge these layers together. All right, so now I have a brand new element. It's totally different because I've colored it and whatever, but now I'm going to add a style to it. I want this to be flare, so I'm using some of my flare styles, just like that, and you can see how it is creating quickly a flare element out of this little cutout or stamp. I also think what would be fun with this one, we're going to go back a few steps. I'm going to go back before I was brushing it, is just using the color overlay effect. Or, ooh, wait, how about gold foil? That's kind of fun, right? So that's a style you could add on to it that adds a very different effect. Also, I think would be really fun is to emboss. Like it's you used an embosser and have those effects, which are really fun. That's a new style set. I'll link all the styles that I'm using for this tutorial down below. I'm gonna turn my opacity back up. Another style set that I had with the little hard plastic styles, which I really liked, that's with black. I love the way that looks. I'm not sure about you, but like I'm totally digging it. So again, using styles, this one element, I can get, my gosh, I can get so many different effects. I have my wood styles again. Like there's so much you can do. See, this is why I love styles. I think I get a little crazy about it sometimes, but I can't help it. I really I can't help it. I just love them so much. And I love like coming up with new things. Look, this is me like just totally adding a bevel to it, seeing what it looks like. Like, does it look really bad? I don't know. I do a lot of playing around whenever I'm using styles. I'm very I test. I'm a tester. I test a lot. But that, to me, that's part of the fun of styles is as I create styles, I really like to see how can I get the most realistic effect possible. That's my thing. How can I make it look real? I want it to look real. So anyway, as you can see there, just by adding a style to these elements, you could have it work with absolutely any kit collection page that you are working with at that moment. So it doesn't matter if it's really dark or if it's pastel-y. I mean, you can just really do anything you want. Don't be afraid to play around and to test different looks and just take it a little further. If you aren't afraid to play around, and you shouldn't, because remember, we can always go back in our history to where there's nothing. And and really just get really fun effects. So also, these are now cutting files too. Thankfully, Jamie and Juliet both helped me get it to work. So if you're into hybrid, the files are set up as well to be able to cut those right out, and you can add them to your real pages and pocket cards and whatever. So anyway, I hope this has been somewhat helpful on how to just take this set a little bit further. It's a great value. And have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.